Hi, I'm Dani Valent, author of In the Mix, Great Thermomix Recipes, a book that showcases the dishes of great chefs and bloggers around the world. I've had my Thermomix since 2007 and I've absolutely loved it. I've used it multiple times every day. But I'm a greedy person and I wanted more. In the Mix is the beautiful cookbook that I wanted to showcase some of the more advanced applications of the world's smartest kitchen machine. Now I'm going to cook chicken tagine with green olives, a beautiful Middle Eastern style dish from Melbourne chef Kath Claringbold. First I'm going to make the harissa spice paste, and I'm going to actually make a little bit more than you need because it's fantastic to freeze it in ice cube trays and use it in your next Bloody Mary. Then I'm going to prepare the couscous and then steam it while the tagine is cooking in the Thermomix. I'm going to start by making the harissa spice paste. This is a fantastic base to a whole lot of dishes and it really adds a lot to the tagine. I'm going to start by roasting the cumin and coriander in the Thermomix. Coriander and the cumin. Now I'm going to roast those for 3 minutes at 100 degrees. That smells great. Now we just need to let the cumin and coriander cool for a minute before we mill them. Okay, the spices are ready to mill now, so I'm going to put them on full bore for 30 seconds. The spices are milled now and they smell amazing, so it's time to add the rest of the ingredients. I can just add these through the lid, we don't need to take it off. So I've got my roasted capsicum, I've got 2 cloves of garlic, they're peeled. And you get, I've got 25 grams of chilies. I've taken the seeds out of half of those just to turn that heat down a little bit. And a good old pinch of salt. Okay, now I'm going to put that on speed 6 for 30 seconds. Let's have a look at our harissa. Ooh, yum. It smells so good. Now you could mix it for a bit longer if you wanted a smoother finish, but I'm really happy with that. We need 80 grams for the tagine and the rest is for the next batch of Bloody Marys. Now, while that is tantalising me with its beautiful scent, I'm going to move on to the couscous. I've got 250 grams of couscous. Now, if you can, find the couscous that isn't instant. I'm going to add about 100 grams of water, mils are grams as we know in Thermomix land. Now, before it soaks in, really get it going with this little spatula. Before it all soaks in and goes to any sort of hard lumps. You don't want hard lumps in couscous. And then I'm going to add another 100 grams of water. And about 30 grams of olive oil. And then, again, we really get that all mixed in. Now this process is going to be finished in the varoma as the tagine is cooking. Now we're going to put this in the varoma and then set it aside for the exact right moment with our tagine. I've got some muslin in here, ready and waiting. I'm going to put our couscous in, wrap it completely in the muslin, set the lid on top, and that is ready for steaming later. Okay, we've made our harissa and our couscous is ready to go. Now it's time to move on to the tagine. That's the chicken casserole part of the recipe. Got the onion ready to go. That's just 2 halves of a peeled brown onion. Got carrot. You can just roughly chop that. And then that goes in as well. Celery next. Here we go. Now some olive oil. I'm going to chop that on speed 5 just for a couple of seconds. Check how that is. Now, all you need to do here is check that there are no large chunks remaining. So I'm just going to start cooking that now. We'll let Kath Claringbold's tagine start its beautiful magic. Okay, so our vegetables have cooked for 10 minutes. They're beautiful and soft now, so it's time to add the garlic. We can just do it through the lid. And now I'm going to cook the garlic. So next we're going to add our spices. So that's our roasted and milled cumin and coriander. Some ground ginger. Some ground cinnamon. And my favourite, the saffron. Expensive but so worth it. So we're going to cook that for another couple of minutes. Let's see how that's smelling. Ooh, fabulous. Okay, it's time to add the chicken. So I've got free-range, skinless, boneless chicken thighs, which I've chopped into about 3 pieces each. So nice chunks. Put that in. I'm going to add some tomatoes. Bay leaves from the garden and some thyme. Just roughly pull the leaves off. Fabulous. Now you just need enough chicken stock to cover. So you're getting pretty full. You're really using the Thermomix to its full capacity. So you don't want to overdo it, but you do want to feed that crowd that's coming. So don't go above the 2 litre mark, those 2 little lines on the inside. I've just hit that, and it's looking fantastic. So I'm going to let this cook. Reverse, because you don't want to chop that chicken, you just want to gently stir it. Okay, so we don't need the MC, the lid. MC stands for measuring cup. But we do need the varoma, which has got the couscous gently wrapped in the muslin. We're going to sit that on top, and that's going to steam while the chicken and all those other beautiful ingredients are cooking. So our 20-minute cooking time has elapsed. That means that our couscous and our tagine are ready. So the couscous has been steaming above the Thermomix as the tagine has cooked, so it's soaked up some of those beautiful flavours. So let's get our couscous out first. I'm going to tip it onto a tray and then massage the butter through it. Take the lid off there. Now remember, we wrapped it in the muslin. So there it is, and it's just steamed beautifully. We'll just pick it up hammock style and onto the tray. Just gently tip it. It's pretty hot. Now I've got my butter here, ready to add. Just a little bit of butter. So just gently mix that in. And we're just going to add our last little touches to the tagine. We're going to start with the harissa that we made earlier. We need 80 grams of that. So got our scales on. Beautiful. Our green olives. These are just destoned and split. Pop those in. Preserved lemon. And in it goes. And we just need a little bit of honey. That's about 20 grams. I'm sure you'll trust me. And we just need to cook that for a minute, and that's it. Just lid on and let that cook. Okay, so the tagine is ready. Now let's just check how our couscous has been going with that melted butter. Oh, yes, it has disappeared. So just make sure that every little grain of couscous gets some of that butter loving. All right, let's plate it up. Very carefully, just transfer that. So the tagine is ready. All that's left to do is to serve it and of course eat it. Yum, it just smells so beautiful. Okay, now just gonna use the spatula as a little helping hand so that it doesn't all come out at once. I've got some picked coriander and parsley here. Just gonna sprinkle that gently over the top. And there we have it. Chicken tagine with green olives, couscous with just a little bit of butter, and extra harissa on the side for those who like things just a bit extra spicy. Enjoy. This recipe is taken from my book, In the Mix, Great Thermomix Recipes. To get a copy, ask your consultant or call your nearest Thermomix office.